channel 2 weeks at this point. I created this channel to share vlogs, travel content, and this video today is going to be sharing what I eat in a day. So if you've watched my very first video on my YouTube channel, I talked about things that I want to try to improve on for 2023 and what I want to leave behind in 2022. And a big one of those was just improving my eating habits, because I really went down a deep, dark tunnel in like 2021, 2022. So I'm really trying to improve that. Or it's been, about a week since I've kind of tried to be on a little bit of like a healthy is a stretch, but just an improved like eating habits, like not eating out as much and just trying to like make well-rounded meals. I did say in my original video that I was going to try to do a Whole30 for 7 days. I did that for about 3 days, and then I realized this is way too restrictive, a little bit more than it was just too much for what I was trying to do. I was really, I just want to not eat out and be more intentional about cooking, and just the restrictiveness of Whole30 I feel like was making me get too in my mind about trying to be perfect and stick to that. So I gave up on it, and I've just since then still tried to be good about being intentional, like I said, just planning out what I want to eat a little bit more instead of just being on the so on the fly. So starting off today, it's almost 10 o'clock now, and I'm about to finally make breakfast. So I work from home, so I do have a pretty flexible schedule, which is both good and bad in terms of making things to eat every day. So I also work for a West Coast company, so my hours in the morning are a little bit more fluid and flux too. So this morning I already have had coffee and everything. It's about 10 o'clock. Yeah, it's just after 10. I've already had coffee a couple hours ago. So I just made coffee at home, but I did use the Nut Pods coffee creamer, which I used to use all the time. And I started using it the very first time I did Whole30 a few years ago. And then when I was commuting into the office every day, I would just keep a pack of these in the fridge at work and use them. And I stopped using them. I don't know, I just started making these really elaborate luxe coffees every day, and I forgot that these are really good, and I do actually like them. So there's no, it's unsweetened, dairy free, but the flavor is still pretty good. The vanilla, yeah, that's what this one is. The French vanilla is probably my least favorite out of all of them. I think I just bought this because this was all that was available at the grocery store, but a lot of the other flavors I do really like. So I just had this with my coffee this morning, and I'm about to make breakfast right now. I think I'm gonna make just maybe a little breakfast bowl with some shredded hash browns, scrambled eggs with some kale probably scrambled into them. And I want to add some avocado, but I think my avocado might be bad. I just have one left. I went to the grocery store yesterday and I completely forgot to get avocado, and I want to use it for something else that I'm making later tonight. So I did myself dirty. So yeah, I think I'll do, and I might do a couple slices of bacon too. So just a little bit of a breakfast bowl, and this will probably keep me full most of the day through lunchtime. So that's what I'm gonna make now. And I already kind of mentally have things in mind that I want to eat for lunch and dinner later today. So I've kind of planned out my work day, I think, too. And so as long as that continues to go well, then my dinner plans and everything will all pan out. So I noticed last week, if I don't plan ahead for dinner, by the time the work day is over, I don't feel like making anything. It's I've already made so many decisions throughout the day. I don't want to plan. I have to decide on something else to eat and then make it. Especially last week. It was my first day back at work after 2 weeks. I'm sure many people can relate to that, and it was exhausting. Really did me in. So I already have planned out, like I said, what I want to eat, and I have some leftovers from dinner last night that I'm gonna have for lunch today, I think, unless I'm feeling really crazy and want to make my own lunch. But I also realized last week too, when I was trying to make lunch every day, that lunch is something I need to just automate and plan a little bit better for, because I just struggle with taking a break midday and then making something to eat. I need to have these things pre-made. So anyway, let me get into my breakfast. Actually, I'm getting really hungry now, and start the day. bowl, as you can probably see like while I was making it. So, but I still served it in like a little bowl. So yeah, I scrambled up, or I just like sauteed the shredded hash browns and scrambled in some like kale and 2 scrambled eggs, a little bit of cheese, and then sprinkled some bacon on top. My avocado was bad. It was like not even salvageable at all, which is so disappointing because I've only had them for a couple of days and avocados are just too expensive to be going bad that fast. I think I'm gonna do a grocery delivery. I'm gonna just check right now to see if I can get one like by this afternoon or later today, because there's a handful of other things I thought about that I probably could stand to like get. Because when I said I went to the grocery store yesterday, I went to Trader Joe's, not a real grocery store, and they were out of the few things that I kind of wanted, and it was a Sunday evening. It was so crowded. That was like a mistake on my part to even like attempt to do that. So I think I might try to do a grocery delivery. But I think I'm just gonna have some lemon water to drink with this, because I could tell from my voice I am pretty parched and dehydrated. I honestly don't think I've had any water today aside from brushing my teeth this morning, so that's not good. All right, so I'm gonna eat this breakfast, work I guess, and then be back when it's time for lunch. Oh, and I forgot like almost the most important part of this like bowl that I made. I added a little bit of a hot honey drizzle and then like chili onion crunch. This is from Trader Joe's. Actually, the hot honey was from Trader Joe's too, but I used to buy the Mike's one a lot, but the Trader Joe's one's cheaper. Just to give it a little bit of like sweetness and a little kick, because I mean, why not spice it up a little bit? I just wanted to add that so that you get the full picture of what I'm about to have for breakfast. All right, so it is almost 2 o'clock. It's like 1:45, and this is usually about when I eat lunch. What I'm gonna have for lunch today are some leftovers from last night. So I just made some spaghetti with turkey meatballs and like a marinara. I think it's like a garlic marinara sauce. Yeah, a roasted garlic marinara sauce from Trader Joe's. So I'm gonna have that for lunch. I think I'm gonna just warm it up instead of putting it in the microwave to warm up. I think I'm gonna put it on the stovetop because it's looking a little dry, and I want to add some more pasta sauce to it, and maybe a little bit of olive oil or something, just to bring it back to life a little bit. So that's what I'm having for lunch. I did have, since breakfast, I had like a little snack. Like I had a banana and some dried mango. No, it wasn't like that interesting, and honestly I just kind of grabbed in, so I forgot to film that, but that was just like a good little like mid-morning snack. But one thing I forgot to mention too, when I was talking at the beginning of like trying to like cook more at home, blah blah blah, one thing I remembered is how many dishes there always are. Like I feel like when you're cooking more, there's so many dishes to do, and I forgot about that since I hadn't been like doing great at cooking for a while. So I'm actually about to turn my dishwasher on. I literally just emptied it, I feel like 2 days ago, and now I'm running it again. Granted, I have a small dishwasher, but I also live by myself, so like, and I'm grateful to have a dishwasher, because my last apartment I didn't have a dishwasher. I washed everything by hand, and honestly that could have been the beginning of my downfall of cooking less, because I was probably sick of washing dishes because I had to wash every single thing by hand. But all that to say, I also need to run my dishwasher, so then by dinner time I'll probably empty it. I don't know, we'll see. That's like asking a lot on a Monday to cook and empty the dishwasher. But I was able to put in a grocery order that can still get delivered this evening. I think I set it for like 4 or 5 o'clock. So I'll be able to have like a few things. Those few things I was kind of like wanting. I didn't need, but wanted to make like the dinner that I'm gonna make tonight. So that was good. And there's just like a few other random things that I forgot to pick up yesterday. This is why I'm a fan of grocery delivery, because I just went online, picked what I wanted, got delivered to me, all in the same day, and I didn't even have to go do it myself because I wouldn't have had time probably to go to the grocery store. So anyway, all that being said, I'm gonna start making this lunch, eat, and maybe take like a little bit of like just like a siesta on the couch before I kind of like jump back into work. So I just threw this back into the same dish that it was in the fridge, because like I said, I'm not trying to do any more dishes than necessary. Then I just sprinkled a little bit of like shredded Parmesan cheese, and then I forgot to mention this, when I cooked this last night, I cooked this into the sauce. It's called the Italian Bomba hot pepper sauce. It's basically just like chili pepper, like a chili pepper sauce, but I really like this. It's good. It's pretty spicy. Well, it's not too spicy. It's like, I feel like on a scale of 1 to 10, like a 7. But it's really good in pastas and stuff. So I I cooked this into the pasta sauce and the meatballs yesterday, but then I just added a little bit extra on top just now, and then a little bit of fresh ground pepper. But that's all that I'm gonna have for lunch today. Like I said, I'm gonna eat this, probably chill on the couch for a minute, get back to work, and then I do have a couple meetings this afternoon. Then once those wrap up, I'm hoping I can like start kind of prepping my dinner. But this day is like flying by, which is kind of nice in some ways. It's also like a very beautiful sunny day today. It feels like spring, which is kind of weird. It's like almost 50 degrees in Chicago in January, which, I mean, it's scary, but we're having a great day all around. Okay, so it's still not quite dinner time. It's actually only been about 30 minutes since I was just last on getting ready to eat my lunch. But before I go back to my computer, I am like kind of tired. I'm fading a little bit, and I like to sometimes make like a mid-afternoon, you know, like a pick-me-up, get me going type of thing. I don't really love, or I've been trying to drink less coffee in general for like the past year, so I really only drink a coffee like in the morning, and I try not to have like any additional like serious caffeine later on in that, like in the day or afternoon. So I'll make like a matcha or something like that. But right now what I'm gonna make is a chai latte. So I mean, I make it pretty simple. Like there's probably a much more authentic way to make this, but like I'm just at home. This isn't a Starbucks. I'm not a barista, unfortunately. So I like buying this Tazo tea, and I actually bought like a 3-pack of these at Costco, and I want to say it was like $8 or something, which one of these normally costs I feel like $3 or $4. So I got a 3-pack of these, but I usually just do like equal parts of this. I actually do a little bit more of this than the milk, and then I'll do like oat milk. I actually just have almond milk right now because although I prefer oat milk, I really don't care for almond milk that much. Or I should say I like oat milk better than almond milk. But last week when I was on Whole30, you can't have oat milk. Yet again, like I said, it's a little too restrictive because oat is a grain. You can't have grains on Whole30. So I had almond milk. That's like just what I got when I got my groceries last week. So I'm gonna do basically like just about a little bit more, close to equal parts, but a little bit more of the chai latte concentrate to milk. And then also sometimes if I want like a little extra fun kick, I'll add a little bit of a creamer in it. So I am gonna add in some of this like Starbucks. This is also a non-dairy creamer, the hazelnut latte creamer. And then I usually just put it all into this mason jar, shake it up, put some ice in. Actually, I usually put the ice in before I pour all of those things in, and then drink it for like in the afternoon. It's just like a fun, the fun is a stretch, but it's just like a, I don't know, like a little midday treat instead of going to Starbucks or going out to like get a coffee, which I had been doing for quite a while too. So yeah, so that's what I'm about to have now. Then for sure head back to my desk because I have a couple of meetings. Like I said, hopefully my groceries will be here. Should be here in like 2 hours, I think, an hour and a half or 2 hours. And then eventually it'll be dinner time. It's literally almost 7 o'clock on the dot. It's 7:01 p.m. I'm finished with work for the day. Honestly, was just lounging on the couch for about 10 or 15 minutes. I was starting to get a little too cozy. I was like, okay, I gotta get up because if I don't get up now, I won't ever. And I wanted to make something for dinner. I mean, today was Monday. I think I mentioned at the beginning of the video. And it was a very Monday. Like, I feel like I just did too much work, which is what I'm paid to do, sure. But anyway, glad that the day is over. So since after eating lunch and I had that chai latte, I ended up having another little snack. This is like one of my downfalls. I feel like I snack a lot throughout the day. Not a lot, like a few times here and there, especially when I'm just like sitting at my computer. Like I had a few meetings back to back, and I got up and like just like a walk around my kitchen and stretch my legs a little bit. And I ended up grabbing one of these fig bars, which these are really, really good. The Nature's Bakery fig bar, raspberry. I think there's other flavors too, but these are the ones that I always buy, and I really, really like them. So would definitely recommend. So I had one of those. I probably like, it was probably like 4-ish, maybe 5. It was at least for sure a couple hours ago. But now it's on to the main event, dinner time. So what I'm gonna make tonight is a burger bowl. And I was inspired by something I saw on TikTok. Like, I was a creator, I don't even know who she was. It was just like came up on my For You page. And she was sharing like different bowls that she was like planning to make for dinner throughout the week. And I was like, oh, that's such a good idea, because it's basically like just a bunch of ingredients that you can like throw together. And one of them was a burger bowl. And I was like, ooh, that sounds delicious. So I'm gonna make a burger bowl. So I have all my ingredients kind of back there. I'm gonna do just like romaine lettuce for the base. I'm gonna grill. Okay, grill is a stretch. I'm going to cook one of these burger patties. I think I'm just gonna make one. I was thinking about making two to have one like for lunch tomorrow, but I don't know what I'm gonna want to eat tomorrow. So I'm just gonna stick with making one for right now. And then I'm gonna do up some cherry tomatoes. I've honestly had these in my fridge for a little while, so I hope that they're still good. Chop up some dill pickles, slice some red onion, sprinkle a little bit of cheese. And I'm gonna top it with this is like a burger sauce from Trader Joe's, Magnificauce. It's just like it probably tastes like a Big Mac sauce is what I'm assuming. And usually these kind of sauces are like mayo, ketchup, which I don't really like either of those things on their own, but like together with a little bit of tang are pretty good. So this is kind of what I'm gonna use for the dressing. I wanted to put like some sliced avocado on here too, but I did get avocado in my grocery delivery, but they weren't ripe, or yeah, they're not ripe enough yet. So I wanted to get the ones from like produce, like straight from the produce, but they actually got me a bag set because they were all out of like the normal produce one. So I think I've said this before, I'm a stan for grocery delivery. I would not have groceries in my home without it. And I know for some people, things like picking the right kind of produce could be make or break. It's not that deep for me. As long as I have it, I have it. So I've recently been using the Walmart grocery delivery. I was using Instacart for a while, which was like fine. And then with my credit card, the American Express Platinum, you get like a free Walmart Plus subscription, which includes free grocery delivery. So obviously I signed up for that, and I've been doing that for the past like couple months now. And I really, really like it. I mean, it's just like, it's easy. Walmart groceries are pretty cheap, and it's like there usually are a ton of delivery times to choose from. So Walmart did not sponsor this video, but all that being said, I'm gonna start making this bowl. I've never made this dish before, so I hope it turns out well. I think it will. I don't think I can mess this up. The hardest part is just gonna be cooking the burger patty, which I think I'm just gonna do on a cast iron skillet that I have, which I never use. I haven't used it in probably like 2 years. The most action that it gets is me moving it in and out of my stove or oven. So I'm gonna get into it. So I'm almost done making this, or putting together, assembling, I should say, this burger bowl, and I'm realizing this is much bigger. This is like my problem with making salads and stuff. So once I start chopping everything up, I'm like, oh, this is a lot of food. So I might only end up using or eating half of this. I actually only used about 3/4 of the burger patty, so there was still a little bit left over. That was really good too. That was a good cut of beef. And then so I'm just gonna pour a little bit of this sauce on it. And I'm honestly wondering if I should just go ahead right now and put this into 2 separate bowls, or just like into a smaller bowl, because this is a lot of food. And I feel like if it's in this bowl, I'm just gonna keep eating it, and then I'm gonna probably wanna puke. So let me just go ahead and separate this now to save myself that whole headache. Okay, so this is much more proportional. This is like the big bowl I was using before. So now I have 2. I can kind of have that for lunch tomorrow, I guess. But I'm sad that I dirtied up a bowl unnecessarily. But this is the final, I guess, concoction. So I've got the red onion, the beef, the tomato, the shredded cheddar, the cheese, the dill pickles, and actually that's it. So I'm just gonna, oh, and the lettuce, obviously, of course. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of this sauce on top and pretty much call it a day. I actually want to taste this. Oh yeah, that's really good. It does taste kind of like similar to like a Big Mac sauce. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat this dinner. I think what I'm gonna have for a beverage, I'm trying to like not drink alcohol during the week, which I mean, I don't do a ton anyway, but I'm just trying to be more cognizant of it if I'm like not going to like a happy hour or something. So I think what I'm gonna do is make myself like a little seltzer, and I'm gonna mix this lemonade with a little bit of this like key lime, what is this even called, like sparkling water. I just got this from Walmart. I think it's like 60 cents for like, it's a liter or quart, whatever that means. Yeah, it is a liter. So I'm gonna make like that little concoction, eat this meal, and then maybe I'll watch an episode of Ginny and Georgia actually while I'm having this dinner. But I'm really excited for this. I hope it tastes as good as I'm thinking that it will taste, because this might be one of my new go-to meals, because that was like so easy to make. The hardest part was cooking the burger, like I thought, and that took maybe 5 minutes. So anyway, let me go eat my dinner. Okay, I'm maybe 3 bites in, and I gotta say, this was delicious. This is maybe one of the best things I've cooked for myself in a while. The bar is on the floor though, since I haven't been cooking much, but it's so good. So 12 out of 10 recommend making this. I don't even have a recipe. I literally just pulled together random things. But this was so good. All right, so it's about 8:30, 8:45 now. I'm gonna shut it down for the day, shut the kitchen down. It's closing time in the kitchen, but obviously like no day, honestly meal, but like day for sure, is complete without having a little bit of dessert. So the last thing I'm gonna eat today is this sea salt chocolate chip cookie from Trader Joe's. It's so good. I bought it for the first time yesterday, and it comes in a pack of 3. So I had one yesterday, I have one today, I have one more left. They're so good. And I just pop it in the microwave for like 20 seconds, and it feels like a warm, like fresh baked cookie. So I'm gonna have that for dessert to like close out my full day of eating. But, so I mean, was this the healthiest day of eating? No, but this is a pretty realistic like day in my life of like what I eat most of the time. I mean, this is a little bit of an improvement since I said I'd been eating out a lot, and I really do want to cut back on that. And I have been pretty good about it for like the past like week or so. Some days I will eat a little better than this. It's also winter time, so I'm like leaning into that a little bit and not being too hard on myself. But all in all, I'm full, or I felt satisfied with like each of the meals that I made. And I'm sure as I continue to go along this like journey of improving my like diet and wellness, I don't want to say diet, like my eating habits, I guess, and wellness over the next few months, who knows what will come. Thank you for watching this what I eat in a day video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, please subscribe, or at the very least press the like button. Thanks for watching.